Okay. Have we got anybody in the house as of yet? I know it's been a long time. Currently showing 0 viewers on my end. If you are here, please post a comment. What's up, Humpteezy? How's it going? Thank you for the like. It says we have 2 people viewing and 3 likes here, so yeah. We'll wait for a couple more people and then we can start the live stream in full. I'm gonna cover that. What's up, Jeremy? Good to see ya. Hello, APK. How's it going, Ian? What's up, Uncle Ruckus? How's it going, Big Bad Wolf? How are you all doing today, or tonight, or this morning? We'll wait for a couple more people before we get into the meat of the live stream. Yes, what's up, bro? It has been a long, long time, I know. Ages. It's hard to believe it's been 2 months. 2 months, that's the longest I've gone without doing a live stream. Yeah, so it was a much needed break. How's it going, Susan? Great to see ya. Great to see you still around, actually. I'm real happy to see that. Big Bad Wolf says, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Good to be back, Adidas. Thank you, thank you. So yeah, I see some new names, some familiar names as well. Some of you guys have been sticking by me for years. Appreciate you guys so much. And I also see some new names in here. And I'm real happy to see that as well. So welcome to the community, guys. I've done over 100 live streams at this point. Most of them are now currently unlisted or privated for various reasons. But yeah, I've done this for quite a bit. A lot of you guys have been here for a while. So first things first, if you are new here, please be sure to give this video a like. It does help this video get up on the algorithm and get more people in here, and then we can have a more lively engagement. And I still haven't really started the stream properly yet because I'm still waiting for a couple more people to come in. So I'm just going to quickly answer some questions here. Ian says, I accidentally took too much and took all my clothes off. Do you glue or duct tape your clothes to your skin when tasting? Okay, so we don't use the T word here. You could use the word like, for example, tasting, so that it's not so overt. But yeah, for your question, I would not recommend doing that. If you feel like taking off your clothes, just make sure you're in a place where you're comfortable doing that. Because there's nothing worse where if you want to take off your clothes to be in your birthday suit, it's your most natural state, so to speak. And you're unable to do that in that kind of frame of mind, that would be a total nightmare. But yeah, honestly, that's one of my like almost unreasonable fears. But I say almost because it's like pretty unlikely to happen, but it can happen. And I do know somebody where that happened and they opened the door and they were butt naked, So it's certainly a possibility, but you have to sort of balance it, be reasonable. All right. Humpty says, good to see you back. Good to be back too. Meowshrew Mycology. Hey Sage, we missed you. Hey, hello there. You must be a new member. Great to see you. Yeah, it's good to be back. Hopefully I could do a couple more live streams. Uncle Ruckus says, it's great to see you back, man. Cheers, cheers. I'm slowly getting back into it, guys, to be honest. I'm still kind of, I'm trying to navigate my return here because I see that a lot of things before weren't working for me personally. And it's basically not sustainable. And if it's not sustainable, then if I just get burnt out, then it's not really beneficial for any of us. So I'm trying to find a good balance here. And that probably means like less work, less on kind of the business end of things. I'm sort of trying to focus on a new project right now. It's literally a passion project, but it's It's important. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at, guys. So I'm kind of really been thinking about, should I bring back the genetics tiers, or I should say microscopy tiers, or should I not? But quite frankly, I could use the funds so that I could focus on some of my other projects. So I've decided, 99.99999% sure, that I will be bringing back the microscopy tiers, the super tiers. Um, so keep posted on that. It's going to be open on the 1st of October and it will close on the 4th. First come, first serve. Now, before I left, I did stockpile and gather a bunch of cool uh, microscopy material. Bunch of cool microscopy material, let's say, that I think many of you guys would enjoy seeing under your scopes. So yeah, be posted on that. And check out my website if you guys haven't. You could sign up for the mailing list. So if you want to have all the latest updates of what's going on in Sage Land, Mycophilia Land, whatever you want to call it. And also, you could also just join the $5 tier. You get access to hours and hours and hours of videos. A lot of my work is on there, uncensored videos and stuff like that. So yeah, like stuff I can't show on YouTube, basically. If you guys notice, for those of you guys who are new, I don't post videos on here because my last channel was taken down for it. So yeah, if you want to just support me in a very tangible way, but without much stress or pressure, $4.99 on the website. It's in the description. I also have a bunch of codes, affiliate codes, if you guys want to help yourselves out and in turn help me out as well. Only well vetted places are my affiliates. No weird scammy kind of things like that. So pretty much if you're looking for certain things for this hobby, all in there. And I do mentorship and I also do genetics, microscopy only genetic sales. So if you are interested, hit me an email. It's also in the description. Everything you want there is on the description. Yo, Bill from next door. Thank you so much for your PayPal donation, my friend. Thank you. Great to see you again. I don't see you on the comments right now. But thank you so much as always. Yeah, so a word on donations and stuff. If you guys do want to do donations, check out the PayPal link in the description. YouTube takes 30%, PayPal does not. So if you do want to, if you are generous and kind enough and you want to throw something my way, check out in the description for the PayPal link. All right, let's get back to the chat. So yeah, if any of you guys have any questions about, cultivation or anything, this is a space where you can ask me. So yeah, let's get back into it. APX, just got a good pin set going on some Eclipse today. First time spawning and it's going swell, so exciting day here. Very nice. What's up, boomers? Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going, man? Main Dad says cheers, everyone. How's it going, Main Dad? Shelby, good to see ya. Long time no see. Welcome back. So happy to see you again. Much love to you as well, my friend. Rebecca, Becky, how's it going? Good to see ya. Hope you've been well. Kingdom Dump says long strange taste. What a long strange taste it's been. Sid Kid says what up, Sid Kid. Sharpshooter, hey everyone, been a while since I made a live. Unfortunately, on my way to work, so I only have a bit to listen. Good to see you again, Sharpshooter. Good to see you again. I hope you have a great day at work. Ian Leche says I just inoculated about 20 pounds of grain. Nice. Uncle Ruckus says my first PE pin today. Congratulations. Allison Duke says, hey, just had a 2G golden teacher taster today. Taster, okay. Delicious. Sidkit says life is all about balance. Absolutely indeed. Moushroop says, great to hear, Sage. Take as much time as you need. We are here for you, dude. Much love. Cheers. What up, Chris? How's it going? Great to see you, bro. Great to see you. Oh my God, and speak of the, not the devil, but the angel. Thank you so much, Chris, for that super generous PayPal, I don't want to say super chat donation. Thank you so much, bro. Always. Thank you. You're the best, man. Becky says, you're back in your stomping grounds. Yes, indeed, I am. I am indeed. As you can see, I haven't even set everything up. I've been back for like 4 or 5 days. I think about 5 days now. And just kind of slowly getting back into the swings of things. I haven't unpacked like all the growing stuff because I'm sort of still taking a break from that, and also kind of life logistics. I might have to do some repairs here soon, not of my own volition, but like renters kind of thing. And and yeah, just also generally like figuring out how I should go about it to have a good balance here. So the good thing is, in terms of the genetics for the microscopy tiers that are coming back again, guys, on the 1st of October, be there or be square, first come, first serve. I will be sending out an email to all former genetics members, which is hard to believe, but the last time I did it was in April. And that was when my payment processor pooped out, so I had to start from zero again. But yeah, so since April, I haven't done it. So it's like 5 months, 6 months now, half a year without the genetics tiers. So it's going to be pretty cool getting back into it, getting back into the swing of things. And so yeah, 1st of October to the 4th, those are the only dates that you can sign up. Have some really cool, unique stuff from a friend of a friend from South Africa. That's what I'm planning on sending out. It's very unique. It's not commercially available. So keep it on your calendar, 1st of October, Super Supporter or Mycophilia tiers. With the Mycophilia tiers, you can get us shout out if I decide to release a video on YouTube. I will put you on the thank you screens of my videos. You may have noticed that if you've been watching a couple of my videos, I always have a thank you screen on there for all the Mycophilia supporters. And what else was there? Yeah, for those of you guys who didn't catch it, $4.99 tier also on the website, and discount codes in the description. So yeah, let's go back to it. Ian Leche says, can you put some stuff on Spotify that have less censorship? Perhaps, yeah. I considered putting my old live streams on there. But honestly, like I'm just like just kind of like I'm just like bleh. And I don't want to spend energy on that. Quite honestly, there was a time when I certainly would have, but now I'm just kind of like yeah, I'm not in sort of a growing phase right now in terms of this channel, quite frankly. It's more like a maintaining phase. Um, yeah, basically, I've been doing this like full stop, nonstop for years, essentially, and like I'm just kind of a very visceral burnout. But it's not all doom and gloom. I'm still I'm still here. I'm not gonna suddenly disappear, right? But it's gonna be like at what capacity am I gonna continue, at least for the time being? At least until I do the stuff that my soul's telling me I need to do. So it's just a balancing act, basically. Hey, Bill, good to see you, Bill. Hope you've been doing good. It's Link, not Zelda. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome aboard. Uncle Ruckus says, is there anything new with the Poo Tech? No, not really. I mean, it's pretty complete as it is. If there's anything else, I mean, honestly, when I last did the Poo Cake Tech, I didn't really see anything that really needed helping other than, yeah, I would add a little bit of grain, you know, a little bit of grain in there rather than just using compost or manure. Simply because, it's nice to get a couple more flushes than just one flush. So I would definitely recommend adding some grain nutrition. But other than that, no. I mean, it's a pretty damn easy, beautiful tech, and it's a great thing. APK says, is there any reason to not try to meep monotubs? What's meep? Meep monotubs at as high of humidity as possible. I see a lot of people measure 90 to 95% relative humidity. Why don't people talk about going above that? Because 90 to 95 is plenty. What you really need to worry about is the humidity at the surface is going to be different than the ambient humidity. If your ambient humidity is like 90 to 95, it should be good. You might want to mist it every once in a while. That's also great in the sense that it means that it's getting a little bit more extra FAE at the cost of a little bit less automation. But honestly, automation is not the end of the game. It's all about balance again. You know, if we're just talking about a matter of maybe misting it once a day or once every 2 days or something like that, it's not a big deal, you know, for most people. And I think more people would like to take a more active role in their growing, even though the mushrooms really, oftentimes they don't really want to, but you know, if you got nothing to do, you might as well mist them. But yeah, basically the millimeter above the substrate surface is going to be a different relative humidity than the rest of the tub, the fruiting chamber. And really that's the most important part. Ian says poop tech toilets. Chuck Jackal says, I've got my first shoebox 6 days in. I peeked and there's lots of thick, fluffy white mycelium looking good. Cool, cool. By the way, guys, be sure to smash that like button if you guys haven't. It helps get more people in here. Let's try to get 50 people. Let's get 50 people in here. You guys can all play a part by hitting that like button. Chris says, dude, it's so awesome to see you. Well, kind of. Good to see you too, Chris. You know, it's good to sort of get back into kind of a familiar, I don't want to say routine because I really don't want to go back into a routine, but it's good to see familiar faces. You know, that's the part I miss. Jeremy says, FYI, fam that don't know, Sage's genetics are fire. I appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you, thank you. Yes, if any of you guys are interested, I do some high quality boutique genetics. A term that I coined, boutique genetics. I've seen a couple more people start to take up that term. But yeah, if you are interested, it's in the email. Hit me up or go on the Discord server. There's a channel called Sage's Genetics. You just click on there. You can see it. All the stuff that I have on offer, along with all the discount codes, are also on Discord. Anyways, just join the Discord. It's free. It's an awesome, awesome source of information and community. Great people on there. And it's just another bastion should anything happen to any of the others, whether that's the website or YouTube. Pretty much those three, and the Discord. Ian says, this is your college apartment. I don't know why you think I'm in college. No, this is not my college apartment. Dajuan says, what a surprise. How's it going, Dajuan? Bill, how's it going, Bill? Good to see ya. Bill D. Good evening, Sage. Good to see you again. Good to see you too as well. Billy Hill says, what's good, everyone? Bill from next door. There's a lot of Bills. Hell yeah, I definitely won't remember, but glad they're coming back. Well, I'm going to be doing a live stream about that time, so hopefully you catch that then, Bill. Great to see you, bro. Awkward says, hello, yo, what up? How's it going, Awkward? Jesse says, I love the channel. I've learned a lot. Thank you for everything. You're welcome, and I'm glad you learned a lot from the channel. Oh, speaking of which, but guys, if you guys do want, there's also a merch store. Got some cool merch like this thing. High quality, very nice. Check it out. Chris says, bro, Popeyes, just finished it. Them dry ass biscuits. Dude, I had Popeyes for breakfast. Well, Popeyes leftovers. I had a chicken thigh. Popeyes life. It's the first Popeyes that I've had since coming back, so it was pretty damn good. Demon says, hello, good being here. How's it going, Demon? The Michael Vet says, just started my journey and your videos have helped a lot. Awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Jeremy says, smashing that like button makes you smarter. Absolutely, it does. It makes you smarter and it adds inches. Awkward says, I've been doing, oh cool, welcome aboard to the new member who joined the $4.99 tier. On the website now you have access to over a dozen hours of video, like 16 hours of video, I think, or 16 or 18 or something like that. And it's growing as well. I haven't been able to post a video on there lately because, again, I've been traveling a lot and stuff like that. But I've been wanting to for a long, long time. It's almost prepared, so expect a new video soon as well. So check it out, guys. The Mycofiles tier, mycosage.com, in the description. You got some cool Discord benefits as well. Bob Ferris says, been a while. Glad you're home. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, Bob. Good to see you too. Awkward says, I've been doing fine making grain spawn from your videos. Recently, I saw a guy adding vermiculite to the brown rice. Is that a good play? Yes. Well, Grain spot. I guess you're talking about the broke boy tech, the brown rice grain tech, not PF cakes. Because with PF cakes, it's normal that you add it with brown rice flour. But if you're just doing whole grain brown rice, um, the original broke boy tech actually did uh, call for vermiculite, but not as a necessity, but more so because the guy who created the technique had a bunch of vermiculite laying around and he just wanted to use it. Have never used vermiculite in that formulation, and um, I get the feeling that using vermiculite will also make it harder to break up when you shake it. I don't know, that's just me, because it's like, mostly moisture. And the only reason he added the vermiculite, or he recommends adding vermiculite, is if you have excess moisture in the jar. So maybe you overdid your rice. Now, if you followed my tech, then you would not have that. In fact, the funny thing about that video, the rice is perfectly made. I get full colonization generally in 10 days, maximum like 12 days, not even 2 weeks. But I've had so many comments of people telling me, hey, this is really dry. So I added some more water. I'm like, no, 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 it's not supposed to be mushy. You see, they're thinking about like rice, like eating rice, edible human consumption rice, how it's supposed to look tasty for us. It's not supposed to look that way with the mushrooms. So, yeah, basically, you want it to sound basically like maracas. I mean, I even say it in the video. You shake it, it should sound like maracas. At least I'm pretty sure I say it. I'm pretty sure I say it. So yeah, back to the point. If you follow the video to a T, you will not have to use any vermiculite. And honestly, I don't really recommend it. How's it going, Blue Beam? Let's see, where are we? Ian Leche says, does BMI affect the tasting? Body mass index, is that it? BMI? I tasted double the normal AMT and only saw my popcorn ceiling wiggle a bit. I don't know what you're on about, Ian. Homeless dog says, yo, I had to deal with some black mold at work and got some on my clothes as washing and drying them enough to clean them. I don't want to contaminate my new tub. Your new tub should be fine if it's just black mold. You got to worry about it when you're just like inoculating your grain jar or your agar or just, whatever. That's basically it. Once they're fully colonized, I wouldn't worry about it. Or if the grains are already colonized, I wouldn't worry about it. Rebecca says, it's like think of it like think of it like AIDS, right? Or HIV. Like if you get some on your skin, you shouldn't really worry about it, right? You're not going to get HIV if you just get it on your skin. But if you get it in your bloodstream, or if you if you get, yeah, basically, like if you get it into your bloodstream, then that's a problem, right? If you get that virus in your bloodstream, it's a problem. But if you get it on your skin, it's not a problem. Rebecca Smith says, when are you doing the thing? October 1st? Yes, October 1st. That is correct. October 1st to the 4th of October. Bruce the Shroom says, tried to ask a question above, skipped. ... Well, I don't see your question, Bruce, so why don't you try asking again? Chris says, well, freaking love Popeyes. Popeyes for breakfast? I don't know. Cold pizza out the fridge for breakfast? Yeah. Breakfast of the champions. Billy Hill says, your video seriously helped me this year. Many thanks. They just keep growing. Had one tub do 5 flushes. Relentless. Right on, bro. Right on. Chris says, can we talk about natural MAOI and does it change the taste? Is it worth it? Absolutely. Okay, so natural MAOI. Obviously, the classic is the Harmala, Syrian rue. There's also the other one. It's not coming to my head right now, but generally Syrian rue is a pretty popular one for ease of accessibility. But I don't really mess with that. I don't really mess with MAOIs, honestly. I've experimented a little bit with like really mild ones like passion fruit. No, not passion flower tea, passiflora. And I definitely felt a difference with that, but it's not something that I really enjoy the difference. It does actually change it quite a bit. Also, dark chocolate is another one that I've tried. There, it is quite noticeable. Again, I'm not really a big fan. I feel like just without it is the way that I enjoy the best, the taste. It does make it longer. It does make it longer, and it does give it a different vibe. And the vibe also changes based on what the MAOI you're using is. How's it going, Realistic Thinking? Jeremy says, I worked for a company that did services after closing at Popeyes. That did services after closing. That one way, see way too much nasty behind the scenes at Popeyes. I won't eat at Popeyes. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Don't ruin it for me, Jeremy. No. But yeah, I could totally see that. APK says, I spawned 3 unmodified shoeboxes with long. Well, you know what? As long as you deep fry it long enough. APK Mad Hack says, I spawned 3 unmodified shoeboxes with long white clouds, one with dung lovers, one with CBG, and one mixed with substrates. Should I leave sealed or go straight to fruiting conditions? Spawn 3 unmodified shoeboxes, long white clouds, one with dung lovers, with long white clouds. One mixed with substrates. I'll just go straight to fruiting conditions when in doubt. I don't really know what you were on about, but basically the last part, yes, just if you have any questions about that, just go to fruiting conditions, aka growing conditions, as Bodhisattva said. Matt Davis says, hey, I'm late, but I'm here. How's it going, Matt? Have you liked this video yet? For anybody? Homeless Dog says, thanks, Sage. I'll remember to think of mold like AIDS. Yep. Now he won't forget. A says, Sage, learned lots and have to say thanks. Very successful after a little trial and error, and we booming. Heck yes. Glad to hear that, bro. Glad you are here as well. Renjay says, spawn my first poo lovers to bulk tonight. Congratulations. Hope it goes well. Bruiser Shroom says, was asking about Black Cow. Have you used it, and how do you sterilize and get to field capacity? Thanks. Okay, so Black Cow is very popular in the States. And it's honestly kind of a lower quality manure, but it certainly gets the job done. It certainly gets the job done. It works, so use it. And so you asked about sterilization. No, I don't sterilize manure. I pasteurize it. Most people recommend you pasteurize it. Now I've seen some people. I know for a fact some people do sterilize it as well. But once you dig in and they say, oh, it doesn't contaminate and stuff. But I do have a 3-part video series on this channel from years back where I put that to the test. One was through pasteurization, although not perfect pasteurization. So I didn't get the best results. But compared to the sterilization one, it still lasted far longer before triking out. Sterilization triked out like within a week. Now, but there's also people, a lot of people in this community who swear by sterilizing it, and it does work for them. It does work for them, no doubt. But then once you start to dig a little bit deeper into their techniques and stuff, then you realize that there's some big factors that they're neglecting to state. For example, sometimes they will raise the pH by adding pickling lime, or which you usually don't do with substrates. You do it with the casing layer, but you don't do it with substrates, right? Or another one that I found is that, oh, the person grows outdoors. Like they do flower pot grows outside, okay? And so in that way, now it's in nature, right? So it's going to be getting a much more balanced influx. Basically, it's not going to be in an environment where it's just open to whatever lands on it, because there's going to be a lot of things landing on it, a lot of things competing within it, right? Same reason why we don't bother sterilizing or pasteurizing in nature, even though poo has all sorts of different nasty bacteria and pathogens, but somehow the mushrooms grow no problem. It's because everything is balanced out in nature. So they, by putting it outside, even if they sterilize it, it's going to be recolonized by a bunch of different stuff. So that's why they're successful. And also they're also growing with plants and stuff, pre-existing plants and stuff like that. So like these are important details. You can't just say like, oh yeah, just sterilize it, it's going to be fine. And also I've heard people further extrapolate from the fact that they're getting results not sterilizing it, by saying that pasteurization just doesn't exist. It just doesn't make sense, even though most of the bad bacteria are heat are killed by the heat, whereas the beneficial bacteria actually um, survive, can withstand up to a certain temperatures, pasteurization temperatures, up to about 170 Fahrenheit, they can withstand it. And I always say this to people, or at least I say it, but I also think it all the time whenever I come across people saying that pasteurization is just a myth, is that if it's a myth, then why is it that a multi-billion-dollar industry like the dairy industry pasteurizes their milk? You ever thought about that? You think about it. Do you think that they haven't figured out, hey, you know what? We don't even have to be doing this, but we've been doing this like bozos for the last couple of decades. No, for the past over 100 years, you know, since William Pasteur. It's like that's enough time to realize, you got the best minds, you got a lot of money, big business behind it. You don't think that they would be able, congratulations, you just cracked the code. Pasteurization is BS. It doesn't work. Think about it, guys. Think about it. So that's my little rant over for now. Let's see. Where were we? So yeah, that's. Oh yeah. So okay. So now the last part of your question is how do you get it to field capacity? Simple. Just add water until it's like nice and moist, where you squeeze it. Maybe you're gonna have just 1 or 2 drops coming out. Yeah, 1 or 2 drops. Just like add a little bit of water, mix it up. See, check the capacity. If it's still a little dry, add a little bit more, etc., etc. What's up, Damon? Good to see you. William Hunt says, what is the best way to get subsequent flushes? Should I soak the cake or should I just mist and keep it in fruiting conditions? Okay, so I got a video on that called Should You Dunk? So check that video out. I really recommend it. But in general, what I personally recommend is not to dunk. I quit doing that years and years ago. Reasons, that video will go into it. I'm not going to get into the various reasons here. But basically, I just mist the crap out of it and just stimulate heavy rain, let it reabsorb out over a couple of hours. Once it's reabsorbed, mist it again. And why do I prefer to do this? Okay, so there's 2 main reasons. One is that it encourages fruits to come from the top. It's going to discourage side fruits and bottom fruits more. The second reason is that it's natural. It stimulates how it is in nature, and I think that there is some kind of I think basically it's beneficial. It's good when you can to try to reproduce that as much as possible. And the third reason is my brain just farted, and I'm trying to crack my brain right now on what exactly the third reason was. Okay, I'm not getting much sleep, guys. Give me a break. Uh, the third reason, what the fuck was the third reason? Was, oh yes, this is the important one, and this is why the main reason why I changed to this is that it helps to prevent your substrate being basically just saturated with water, which is often what happens when you dunk it. And why don't you want it to be saturated? Okay, so because it encourages side and bottom fruits primarily. And whereas before, if you did saturate it, then usually the flush is going to be so big, right? Because you're going to have all the nutrients, in the first flush, that the mushrooms will basically take up the water, and essentially will take it out of the substrate when you harvest it, right? Because it's on the mushroom, the fruiting bodies. But later flushes, there's not enough nutrition to create the mushrooms that'll suck the water out of there. So the substrate just becomes just sitting like the sponge, the oversaturated sponge. So we don't want that. So that's why I like to just mist it from the top. And by the way, guys, for those guys joining, if you guys want to support me, all the ways in the description, check out my website. It's really cool. I put a lot of work in it. There's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons, hours and hours and hours of videos, various species, various topics, you name it. It's really nicely outlined, designed, and you get Discord benefits. You support independent myco-journalism, I guess you could say, myco-education, whatever you want to call this, myco-work. And also on October 1st, it's going to be the 6-month return of the microscopy tiers, aka genetics tiers for microscopy purposes only. October 1st to the 4th, those are the sign up dates. Mark it on your calendar. I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, basically you're going to get with the single price, $25, wherever you are in the world, as long as the place that you are is receivable for this kind of for these wonderful specimens, then you're gonna get it. Okay, all the prices included, and you get access to all of my videos on the website. That's over like 18 hours of videos. Okay, and you get some cool Discord benefits as well. So I mean, it's a no-brainer if you ask me. High quality genetics for your purveyance. So William Hunt says, what is the best way to get? Oh yeah, I already answered that. Chris says, bro, don't ruin Popeyes. Bill from next door says, I think Popeyes is mentioned every single stream you have. Yeah, every single, like, probably the last 20 streams, Popeyes pops up its head. And it's not about spinach. It's me, Reaper X says, should I use a FAFA unit for spawning to bulk? No, it's completely unnecessary. Ian Leche says, to be fair, all fast food is growth. You just can't see in the back. Yep, that's true. It's me, Reaper X says, is it worth it? I mean, to use a laminar flow hood to spawn? No. I mean, no. You could do it, certainly, but most people don't, you know, because it's already, at that point, you know, it's up to the mushrooms. Because, like, that's not where the main vector of contamination is. Like, I used to spawn to bulk without gloves, without issues, right? Obviously, not in front of a laminar flow hood or anything like that. It's more so during the inoculation that you really have to worry. Renjay says, I've got horses in the backyard, no shortage of fresh manure around here. Very nice. Jeremy says, my boxes are in food and conditions from spawn to bulk. Yeah. Yeah. A says, do you get enough sun for cacti? Well, yeah, I do have cacti, and I you know, I'm not like a professional cacti grower or anything like that. But I've had my current set for the last 5 years. They're doing fine. Yeah, it's just like ambient light during the winter. I bring it inside, and then I keep it outside in the summer. I don't plan on doing anything with it. It's just ornamental. I mean, first I had fantasies of, oh, maybe I could eat it or something like that, but you know, because cacti has a lot of antioxidants that's good for the skin. You can make soap with it. But I was like, oh, you know, I spent all these years growing it. I don't want to cut it down. You know, I don't want to cut it down. And besides, it's PC, right? It's the PC predominant cultivar, so it's not even special or anything. It just looks cool and nice to have around. They're living things. You can feel the energy. Happy Doze, what up? Oh my gosh, we got a lifetime priority lounge and microfiles. Welcome aboard to whoever signed up for that. Thank you. Hope you enjoy your stay there. I will be sending an email probably tomorrow. Not today. I'm going to be chilling after this. Again, pacing myself. Tomorrow, probably. Yeah, definitely tomorrow. I'll send you an email. Or actually, if you're already on Discord, then send me a message and say, hey, I signed up for it. Here's my email. I'll double check to make sure that it is you. And then I will give you the role so you can enter the priority lounge channel on Discord where you can ask me questions. What's up, Happy Dose? Good to see ya. Good to see you, bro. And good to have you back as well. Andrew Evans says, searing roux with acacia is wild. I bet. Matt Davis says, I struggled hard with boomer bag poo. At first, I was running Uncle Ben and poo. It was a trike festival Contaminate. Now I'm running all core, and so far, my last 4 monos have no trike so far. There you go. I don't really recommend using any kind of kits or anything like that. Watch my videos. Chris says, I started to put my monotub outside and letting them do their thing. Heck yes. If you got the right environment for it, hell yeah. Andrew Hummel, how's it going? Long time. Hey Sage, have you ever used the fermented wood chips? I've been playing with mahogany wood lately for gourmets. No, I have not. Honestly, I haven't been playing with wood chips at all. Because there's always stuff to do inside and stuff that I haven't been able to do it yet. But yeah, good to see you, man. Good to see. I've never heard of a mahogany wood being used for gourmet, but it makes sense. To me, I'm like, oh man, mahogany is such a nice wood, you know? It seems like such a waste, but well, I guess that's just the world today where even mahogany is kind of expensive and rare. Gabe Mesa says is fractional. Whoa, Becky, thank you so much for your PayPal donation. I appreciate it very, very much, Becky. All the best to you. Thank you. Is Gabe Mesa says is fractional pasteurization. I think you mean fractional sterilization. I don't like it. Just says it's fractional pasteurization. So I don't know what you're asking here, but hey, good to see you again, Gabe. And secondly, fractional sterilization, yes, it can work. Tyndallization, it's called, but it's way inferior if you got a pressure cooker, and you should have a pressure cooker if you're doing this hobby. If you want to be successful consistently, at least, and save yourself a lot of trouble, just get a pressure cooker. But if you don't have it, you can try that. Or just do brown rice and steam it. A says, burning contam cakes in the garden and yard have yet to produce, but man, the yard loves it. That's awesome, man. Matt Davis says, I really enjoy outside is where my salvageable trike substrate went. 2 beds and some containers. There you go. Plants love that trike. Renjay says, what are your thoughts on high temp pasteurization? It's what you call it. It's what is it called? It's something that cancels each other out. It doesn't make sense to. It's like saying I don't know. My brain's just too kind of pooped out right now. But basically, it's contradictory. High temp pasteurization. I mean, it depends on how high of a temp you're talking about. Because if you go past 170 Fahrenheit, and you shouldn't. 165 F. That's the max I'll go. That's the max I'll go. If you go, 170, then basically you're starting to do partial sterilization, and so now you're killing the good stuff as well. What's up, Nathan? Good to see you, Nathan. Nathan. Great to see you, bro. Not too bad, bro. Not too bad. Good to be back. Good to see you. Genetics Tears coming back on October, so hope to see you October 1st to 4th. Zombify says, I'm my first grow ever. It's poo lovers, and it was some of the most aggressive and healthy mycelium I've ever seen. The puns are about 2 inches at the moment, and I'm excited. The pins, not the puns, the pins. Very nice. APK says, what is your take on the best way of inoculation between liquid culture, considering tested clean, agar wedges, or grain to grain? So if I had the choice, and like this existed in a vacuum, everything is perfect, I'm not necessarily trying out whatever, I don't have to take time to make that inoculant into account, then of course I would go with liquid culture. It's the fastest. And as you said, if you're assuming that it's clean and everything, and again, as I said, I don't have to worry about the time it takes to get to that point. And I could just be like, hey, you know what? I wish this clean plate was liquid culture, and I just go like that, and then I boom, there we go, liquid culture. Yes, absolutely. And I think anybody would tell you that liquid culture just because it's fast. What's up, Orking? Good to see ya. A says, should you mist enough to leave water pooling at the bottom of the tubs, or just mist to reabsorption? Okay, so try to avoid getting any water on the bottom of the tub. You want it on the top as much as possible. Just mist to reabsorption. That's it. Andrew Hummel says, brain just farted. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Jesse says, I have a question with a 32 ounce. With a 32 ounce grain jar, would it be enough for a shoebox grow? 32 ounce? How? I don't know. Is that a quart jar? I don't do American measurements very well. Yeah. Alan Moser says, signing up now on the site. Thank you, Alan. Thank you very much. Dennis Wood says, hello, Sage, how are you? I have a problem with my radar plates. My mycelium is embedded in bacteria and I'm having a hard time cleaning them. I already tried the trench and trapdoor, not cleaned. Okay, so I'll be dead honest. If this is where you're at, then what I would recommend is just starting over. I mean, there's some other techniques that you can do, but it's essentially sort of based on that. There's also the sandwich method where you basically pour some like new agar on top of it, and then just wait for the agar to for the mycelium to grow up vertically up through that little bit of well, not pour agar, put like a wedge on there. But honestly, I wouldn't really bother unless it's like your only culture. But I mean, like, really? Like, I used to be in a similar sort of state when I was newer at this. Is that you just want to like save it, but oftentimes it's just faster to just start over, you know. And sometimes the or what you can do is you can basically do a couple of plates contamed, because I've had a couple of plates like that before, and you just leave it for a while, and eventually you might start to get some plate pins. And then once you start getting plate pins, then transfer that over to a new plate. Try not to get any of the mycelium, contaminant mycelium, but just get the plate pins, put it on a new plate, and usually it's really, really nice. Andrew Hummel says, everyone hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button if you have not. Thanks for that, Andrew. Jeremy says, try water, agar, Dennis. Yes, that's also a great option to go to. Nathan says, awesome, I'll definitely be setting the genetics tier. Sadly, I came around right when you put it to a halt. Oh, that's, yeah, unfortunately. Not of my own volition, but I was forced to. And, you know, here's the thing. I don't know how long the genetics tiers are going to continue as well. Things are fluid, things are changing. I'm still trying to figure out a good balance for this right now. So, you know, like even mentorship, I'm not doing much mentorship now. I'm still taking customers right now because for the last about 3 months, I didn't take any. Well, check it out. I got that fly right there. I didn't take any new customers for a couple months even. So, you know, like I don't know how long, like, or what capacity this stuff is going to last. So if you guys want to be a part of it, you know, now's the time. Because, you know, nobody's around forever, right? Who knows? Tomorrow never knows. James says, are truffles shelf stable when they're fresh or when they're dry? Mason, how's it going, Mason? Great to see you. No, I'm late. Well, you still got some time left, man. Jeremy says, kits are bad, okay? Indeed. Chris says, I got people making money on the all-in-one bags, but man, I feel like they are horrible. All the people have helped go straight to the all-in-one, and they seem to have so many issues. Absolutely. Andrew Hummel says, I have very large mahogany tree that needs annual trimming. It's a different beast with the carrying capacity with hydration. I bet mahogany is well, actually, like compared to like rosewood, it's pretty light. But it's very different from what people usually use for sure. Mad Fishing Reels says, I just want to say thank you for sharing your knowledge. I learned a lot from your videos. Cheers, man. Nine Tails Super Savage. Sorry about this background, guys. It's not a very interesting background, you know. It is what it is. I haven't unpacked things yet. I'm just going everything in slow motion. Oh, by the way, well, actually, it's only one person. I think his name was Ian. Ian, if you're watching this, I will be sending out your letter soon. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I just need to get my laminar, not my laminar, my fan filter unit out and make some swabs. Ninetails Super Savage says, I have some grain jars colonizing right now, but 2 of them have mycelium that looks like a mohawk growing on the top of the popcorn. Sounds like you got some aerial mycelium. That's a good sign. Mason Gates says, plants look amazing. Plants looking amazing. Very nice. Owen, how's it going, Owen? Chris says 32 ounces is 2 pounds. Okay, thank you for that, Chris. So yeah, 32 ounces, that's good for 2 shoe boxes. It's overkill for 1 shoe box. I do not recommend it. You're probably going to get some weird nutritional overload problems. Renjay says Tiger Drop Agar to grain inoculation for the win. Yeah, Tiger Drop's good, but if we're talking about, you know, like liquid culture, no strings attached, liquid culture is a no-brainer to me. Nathan H says, I don't expect you to remember considering there's almost 6,000 people in the Discord. My name is There's Clean. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, I thought there's another Nathan H who was literally the first member of the genetics tier to join back when I restarted it in April 2024. So a year and a half ago now. It's crazy. So yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. But yeah, I know who you are, man. Absolutely. You're on there all the time, and I appreciate your activity on there and your good vibes and your support. I got your KSSS, and I finally just put it to Agar for microscopy. Of course, very nice, very nice. Montana says, would you recommend a newbie to grow fluoridating grass lovers? Grass lovers, or is it worth it to start pool lovers? Yeah, I mean, fluoridating grass lovers is very healthy. I would start with those because it's really hard to mess up with them. And honestly, what I would do is I would do like a 1 batch just in the jars, and you don't take it out, and you just get delicious, delicious gourmet truffles. And then with the rest of them, you try to get some gourmet fruits spawning to bulk. And then I would do poo lovers. Once you can get the fruits, not the truffles, because the truffles will grow as long as you follow a good sterile technique when you're inoculating it and your inoculant itself is clean. That's the most important part. But once you're able to get them to fruit, then I would go poo lovers. But really, you know, there's no real rule. You could try poo lovers first as well. Ace has out for the night, but keep it up, Sage. We'll keep in touch with your stuff. Good looks and cheers. Thank you, A. Good night. Hey, Blake, good to see you, bro. Hi, Sage, good to see you. A says ET closet background. Yes, the classic closet background. My gosh. Montana says, I love the channel. I just started the journey and I'm deep. Thank you so much for the free insight. No problem, Montana. Happy Dose says, what are you growing? Nothing. Nothing at all. Mason Gates says, thinking getting some tubs going again. Not sure what, but I'm getting that itch. Yes. Microscopy tier may be a good time. October 1st to 4th. Got some cool stuff coming. Paul, what's up, Paul? Great to see you. Hey, Sage, good to see you again. Just catching the tail end. I don't like the all-in-one. Yeah. I mean, anybody who is, you know, has been growing for some time will tell you it's all-in-one's pretty much kind of, I don't want to say scam, but it's almost there at best. Adidas says 2 pounds will work for a 60-something quart tote. Rebecca Smith says, how deep would one want the soil to be in a shoebox? So I got a video on that as well, Rebecca, but I would generally recommend maximum 4 inches. Generally I go 2.5 inches, 2.5 to 3 inches. Ninetails Super Savage says, thank you for telling me about the aerial mycelium. I was concerned I had a weird genetic mohawk mutation on my grain. No problem. Saprophytic says, what's your thoughts on wax paper tech on Florida grass lovers to get more than stones in the sub? Yeah, forget the wax paper, put on a casing layer, put the real thing on there. Don't make it more complicated than it is. Mason Gates says, Sage, you take care, bro, same as all Same as you all, fam. Y'all be easy, and I'll see you in Discord. Bye bye, everyone. See ya, Mason. I hope you have a great night, bro. Great to see ya. Adidas says, I love aerial mycelium. So pretty. Absolutely. Andrew Hummel says, any more myceliated grain projects? In spirit, I'd like to. But in terms of time and energy, I just don't have it right now. But it's definitely a very, very cool avenue to further look into, because since I made the last myceliated grain video, which I can't believe is almost 2 years old now, is that it's been found that pullover mycelium actually has a good concentration of it as well. So I'm sure somebody's going to take that idea and make a video on that. Johnny Cage says, I love the fact that mycelium is being used so much, like shoes, clothes, car upholstery, packaging, house installation, blocks. The list is huge, but they need to be blue for a little fun. But if we are smart, nerdy face. Yes, indeed. Indeed. But here's the thing, though. A lot of that mycelium that they're using in industrial applications is not very, very durable. For example, like when mycelium is used as insulation, it's a temporary thing. Like it's not going to last indefinitely. So, just keep that in mind as well. The next stage would be is to find how we can keep it so that it's more durable and longer lasting, which I'm sure we will be able to do. Like, for example, maybe we could like feed it, somehow every once in a while. It would be cool to have like a living insulation. You got to feed it like you're surrounded by this huge ancient living organism while you're sleeping. Depending on how you look at it, it could be kind of creepy or kind of really cool. I tend towards the more cool part. Johnny Cage, okay. I already answered that. Renjay says, I'm having a terrible time trying to get Florida grass lovers off the ground. I put a few rounds of regular Agar, for those who don't know, that is malt extract Agar, with mixed results. I heard they all do well on PDA, that's potato dextrose Agar, so I just tried that. Man, like, yeah, that's not normal. Like, they grow fine on MEA. That's exclusively what I do. I would say it's more likely to do with the spores themselves. If you're using spores, or whatever inoculant you're using is not very viable. Maybe it's old, maybe it's damaged, that kind of thing. Ape Daddy says the blue glove. Yes, Ape Daddy, the blue gloves are here, and they are here to help you out. Good to see you, Ape Daddy. Adidas says, put a mirror on them doors. Lol, wear a Michael Myers mask. Chris says, well, I'll say it's a scam / ripoff. Yep. Becky says, cool, I went with 2 to 3 inches deep. That's what? Okay, yes, indeed. That's a good level. Matt Davis says, Sage, if you have Natal SS okra monos going, what is a proper time to harvest those? If you have monos, then you won't be harvesting anything. I hear they don't mature as fast as others. Yeah, if you got monos, you're not gonna be harvesting any because they're not gonna fruit. Some guy called Period says, hey, longtime viewer, how fast should a quart jar of grass lovers take with liquid culture? And do you shake them? Well, it depends. Okay, so it depends on how much liquid culture you're going to put. If you put 1 cc and 1 part, it's going to take, maybe 2 months to fully colonize the whole thing. So, it really depends. And do you shake them? Sometimes, if you use liquid culture, you can. If you shoot enough, you don't have to. But I recommend going good middle ground and going for the shake, but just don't use too much liquid culture. Maybe some month ago, and the jar looks good, but isn't fully colonized. Yeah, generally, if you're going to shake it, you want to shake it about 30%. Chris says, would 3.5 troughs be a good taste or more? I think you probably like more. If we're talking, yeah, obviously we're talking dry. Maybe 7. But, don't take my word for it. I mean, try it out a little bit. When they're dry, it's really hard. It's really, really hard to get a good gauge. People say all sorts of stuff, you know. Some people take 20. Some people say, oh, you know, uh, even 3.5 was good. There's so many different factors, especially when we're talking about truffles. Shimichi, how's it going? Hope all is well. Man, been a while. Good to hear your voice. Cheers, man. Good to see you too. Chris says I would do 4-quart jars split from a 10 milliliter liquid culture syringe. Well, 7 really? Okay, so double up. Yeah. Okay, man. I know. Whatever the case, I know you could handle it, but who knows? You might actually be disappointed even with 7. So you know, we'll have to see with that. And I can't believe it, but I've caught up to chat. So while we wait for some more comments and questions, check out my website, guys. $4.99. Sign up for the Myco files. You'll be supporting my work. You're going to get access to over a dozen hours of video, about 18 hours of video, and growing. Fruiting video. I don't show fruits on YouTube. I show fruits on my website. Support my work. It takes a lot of time, and it took a lot of time to get to this point. Of having the website there and everything, because Patreon took me down and all that kind of stuff. YouTube took me down as well, my old channel, and so on and so forth. In April, I lost all my subscribers, all my supporters, I should say, on my website because Visa and MasterCard had problems. But now I'm back on the good horse, not the bad horse, on the good horse. And so yeah, like, you know, it's a lot of work. If you want to support me, $4.99, support yourself, get some cool Discord benefits. And also come October 1st, the genetics tiers are going to be opening up for the first time since, you know, I had Visa, MasterCard issues, lost all my subscribers, paid subscribers. So we are back now. We're going to be coming back strong in October. I don't know how many months it's going to last, okay? Because I don't want to do the genetics tier indefinitely, but for the time that it's going to be here, it's going to be really cool. So you guys definitely want to check it out if you like cool genetics. And yeah, I mean, what else is there to say, you know? Oh yeah, description, discount codes and all that. I also have some awesome genetics that I do outside of the tiers as well. If you're interested, hit me up, mycophilia.official@gmail.com. And I also do mentorship on a very limited basis. I'm not accepting all students, but if you are interested, hit me up. Same email with the genetics in the description. All right, I think that's all the self promo right now. I've ticked the boxes. Let's see. Where are we? You know what? First, I'm going to get a little glass of water. Oh, what a lovely cup. Oh, what do you know? It's a mycophilia cup. If you guys want to support me, there's also some cool merch that you could check out. Okie dokie. Okie dokie, that's a self promo. Okay, yeah, so we were talking about doubling up. Okay. Drew Compton says, any tips for okras about to spawn to bulk? Should I just treat them like GT? Yes, that's exactly what you should do. Normally fruit taste. Yeah, Chris, so basically it's so when they're fresh, if I recall correctly, this is a very, very kind of iffy calculation, but if I recall correctly, when they're fresh, they're about double as tasty as fruits. When they're dry, they're about a third as tasty as dried fruits. About, on average. Renjay says, so stoked for the genetics tier. Yes, 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 me too. Montana says, what's the website? Check in the description, Montana. Thank you, thank you. Andrew Hummel says, getting into microscopy side, where would you start? Getting a decent microscope. I don't know if you mean microscopy tongue-in-cheek or if you literally mean microscopy. But if you literally mean microscopy, I recommend going on the Discord server and going on the microscopy channel. There's a lot of good resources there. Check the pinned comments as well. Ren J says, I'm something of a species collector. Heck yes. Anita says, don't take my word for it, bro. I haven't eaten truffles yet, but I do 10. Adidas says cool ass shirts too. Yes, there's cool shirts on there, guys. Some original art and stuff like that. on mycosage.shop. Ren J says dehydrate or dihydrate. Hydrate or dihydrate. I don't know what dihydrate is, bro. Or I guess you mean dehydrate. Sclerotia, the truffles are best when they're fresh. Same with fruits, honestly. Same with anything, really. It's better when it's fresh, most things. Maybe shiitakes. Shiitakes can be better when they're dry, if you want to use it as a soup stock or something. Oh, that's some delicious water. Ranjay says it's a meme. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Well, it seems like I've caught up the chat. I want to give a thank you to everybody who have been generous enough to donate on PayPal this evening. Everybody who showed up. It's great to chat with you all, catch up. It's been 2 months since the last live stream, which is crazy. And what else? I wanted to say a couple more things. But again, my brain is not really functioning at all cylinders right now. But yeah, just really good to see you all. And I got a couple more comments. Oh, yeah. And thank you for everybody who also signed up for the website during this live stream, especially the person who signed up for the lifetime mycofiles tier. And we'll send you an email tomorrow if you haven't sent me a message on Discord already. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So Chris says, bro, I have a bunch of the merch. It's super nice. I love the shirts. When I wear them out, people who know. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. It means a lot to me to know that there's people wearing mycophilia shirts out there in this cold ass world. Andrew Hummel says, yes, I think it's time to move into the microscope work. Thank you. Right on, bro. It's like Not Zelda says, I have my first shiitake block doing his thing right now. Spawn to bulk 811. This stuff takes forever. Yeah, hopefully you have a good harvest, man. Chris says, F yeah, bro. Glad you popped on. Cheers. Adidas says, potatoes, Frodo. Taters, Mr. Frodo. Taters. For those who know what the reference is. It's a little mycophilia meme, let's say. Montana says, I live in the Caribbean and I heard spring water after sterilization is good for mushrooms. Any insight? I wouldn't see why it hurt. Why it would hurt, really. Although, actually, depending on the mineral content, it might actually be better to not have mineral water, just have distilled water. But it really depends. But the safest would definitely be distilled water or just regular tap water, which is what I use. Ren J says, would be really cool to see some updated videos on species/strains that you have in your genetics tier if you get them. Yeah, man. So basically, usually that stuff comes on my website, not on YouTube, because I don't talk like that on YouTube because it's very, very risky. Speaking of which, I came to my realization, and it came to my realization because somebody on the Discord posted a video from another channel that's kind of a similar size to mine, and that channel recently got taken down. And they've been around for a while, so it's pretty crazy world we live in. Chris says, just wish they actually taste like potatoes. Absolutely. That would be great, Montana says, I had contaminant sediments after using tap water. Learned my lesson using purified water bottles. D-Wayne says, ever ate a poo hole on poo lovers? No, I have not, D-Wayne. I have not. Matt Davis says, it is risky. Rookie got axed. What? I did not know that. That's the first I've heard of that. That sucks. Hope he's doing all right. Chris says, I'm into some freaky stuff, but never heard of this. Well. All right, guys. I think I'm going to check out for the night, and I hope you guys are going to do what Matt Davis says he did. He's doing a new website. Oh, He's following the mycophilia path, as so many have, like Gordotech and things like that. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a great day or night. Mycophile Sage, checking out for now. Much love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Like Ringo Starr. Bye-bye.